Have you ever felt that subtle, pervasive hum of anxiety, that undercurrent of worry, uncertainty, or dread about what the next email, the next news cycle, or the next project outcome might bring? It's a feeling we've come to accept as a default state in our fast-paced, digitally connected world. But what if this isn't a new phenomenon at all? What if a man who lived nearly 2 millennia ago, an emperor burdened by an entire empire, already possessed the antidote? We live in an age of unprecedented information and connection, yet also one of unprecedented psychological noise. The constant alerts, the pressure to perform, the fear of missing out, the ever-present comparison trap, it all compounds. We build businesses online, we create, we strive for freedom, but often find ourselves shackled by the very thoughts we carry. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, ruled a vast Roman Empire plagued by war, pestilence, and political intrigue. He carried the weight of the known world on his shoulders, facing existential threats daily that make our modern stressors seem, in comparison, almost trivial. Yet, his writings, compiled in Meditations, reveal a mind deeply committed to inner peace and rational thought, even amidst chaos. He understood anxiety not as an external force, but as an internal reaction. And that distinction changes everything. So what did Marcus Aurelius know about anxiety that we, in our hyper-connected, often overwhelmed state, have forgotten? It wasn't some complex psychological hack. It was a profound, almost minimalist understanding of reality, rooted in a few core principles. First, and perhaps most crucial, is the dichotomy of control. Aurelius consistently reminded himself, and implicitly us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This isn't just a Stoic slogan, it's a practical framework. Think about your current anxieties. Are they about an outcome you can't guarantee, a market shift you can't control, or someone else's opinion? Or are they about your effort, your response, your preparation? The vast majority of our worries fall into the realm of things we cannot control. Aurelius taught us to redirect our focus, our energy, and our precious mental bandwidth only to what is within our power, our judgments, our desires, our actions, and our character. This single distinction is a powerful filter against the noise. Second, he advocated for building an inner citadel. Your mind is your fortress. External events, no matter how turbulent, cannot breach its walls unless you allow them to. We often open the gates ourselves, inviting in worry by dwelling on possibilities, by replaying past mistakes, or by projecting future failures. Aurelius urged an unyielding guard over our inner world, understanding that true tranquility comes from within, not from a perfectly controlled external environment. This means actively choosing what thoughts you entertain and swiftly dismissing those that do not serve you, much like a good editor cuts superfluous words. Third, Aurelius practiced what is known as Premeditatio Malorum, the premeditation of evils. Instead of ignoring potential setbacks, he considered them. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, envious, and social. This isn't pessimism, it's a proactive strategy. By mentally preparing for potential difficulties, an algorithm change, a difficult client, a creative block, a dip in sales, you diminish their power to surprise and overwhelm you emotionally when they occur. When you've already considered the worst-case scenario and mentally walked through your response, the actual event loses much of its sting. It allows you to react from a place of reason, not panic. Fourth, Aurelius embodied amor fati, a love of fate. Not passive resignation, but an active embrace of what is. The entrepreneur understands that challenges are inherent to building something meaningful. The creator knows that criticism is part of putting work into the world. Instead of resisting these realities, Aurelius encouraged us to see them as necessary components, even opportunities for growth, to love what happens, not just tolerate it. This perspective transforms obstacles from frustrating roadblocks into integral parts of your journey. Finally, and perhaps most simply, Aurelius consistently brought himself back to the present moment. The only moment that belongs to you is the present. We lose ourselves in past regrets or future anxieties, squandering the only time we actually possess. The past is gone. The future is imagined. Your power lies in the now, in the action you take, the thought you choose, the work you engage with. For someone building a digital business, this means focusing on the task at hand, not the hypothetical launch outcome, not the market reaction a year from now. How do we apply this ancient wisdom today? Start by observing your thoughts. When anxiety creeps in, pause. Ask yourself, is this worry within my control? If not, consciously release it. Practice the inner citadel by choosing your responses, not merely reacting. Before starting a big project, mentally walk through potential challenges and how you would address them, not to dwell, but to prepare. When a setback inevitably occurs, embrace it as part of the process, learn from it, and then redirect your focus back to what you can do right now. This isn't about eliminating feelings. It's about reclaiming your agency over your internal world. Marcus Aurelius understood that true freedom wasn't about controlling the empire around him, but about mastering the empire within. His lessons offer a timeless framework for navigating the anxieties of any era, including our own. The deepest insight: your peace is not contingent on external circumstances, but on the disciplined use of your mind. What one thing will you choose to control today?